The way I see it, there are 10 basic types of preppers, and there are some pros and cons to each. Now, there are likely more types, and likely some subcategories as well, but here I'm going to focus on 10. Now, keep in mind, I'm not necessarily putting anyone in a box. These may or may not be you. It's just a list. And hopefully you are a combination of several of these, as there is no one perfect solution. So let's get started in no particular order. Number 1, the bug out prepper. This is the guy who thinks there is no way he can stay where he is and that he'll have to make a break for it the first chance he gets. This is the guy who doesn't want to get caught up in what may be going down. Advantages to this are they may be able to escape pending doom and hold up somewhere safe. Disadvantages are that many of them may run right into what they're trying to escape. And if they can't get out and have to stay put, they may not be ready for that. Number 2, the bug-in prepper. This is the complete opposite of the other one. He is the guy who is prepared to ride out the storm. He's got enough of what he needs hidden away and is ready to defend it. The advantage here is you don't need to go anywhere, and you're good as long as you can maintain a low profile. Disadvantages are having to deal with the backlash if you are found out, and that many who are bugging in do not have a solid escape plan and are reluctant to leave all their stuff behind. Number 3, the tactical prepper. The tactical prepper is the guy who is all about the weapons and tactics. This guy is often a veteran of either the military or the police, or an enthusiast of that type of training. Advantages are, if he's for real, he has a lot of very useful tactical skills. Disadvantages are that they may rely too much on equipment and may lack skills in other critical areas. Number 4, the tactical prepper. This is the guy who thinks he's number 3, but he's really playing prepper. He owns all the best, most expensive stuff, but has no practical skills or training at all. The advantages are, yes, there are some advantages, that he has lots of fancy, expensive gear that could be pretty useful. The disadvantages are that although he owns all the best, most expensive stuff, he has no practical skills or training at all, and will likely get himself or someone else hurt, robbed, or killed. Number 5, the hoarder prepper. This is the prepper that everyone thinks all other preppers are. The hoarder prepper is the guy who doesn't have a little of everything. He has a lot of everything. He's got so many prepping supplies and so much food in his home that it looks like a storage locker. The advantages are that he has tons of stuff stockpiled away and is ready to buckle down for the long haul, not just for him, but for his family and for others in a group if he's part of a group. The disadvantages are that he is absolutely not going anywhere. He is stuck at that location. People often know about him, so he could be a target, and rotation is often an issue where food is concerned, so a fair portion of what's stocked away may be no good. Number 6, the bushcraft master. This is your ultimate Boy Scout. He stays off-grid and is perfectly comfortable making a camping trip last a lifetime. The advantages are that he can stay out there indefinitely if he needs to, and he will be fine. He's able to live off the land in a place where most people would perish. The disadvantages are that most of the time, these guys are strict lone wolves, and that means no backup if they ever need it. Number 7, the penny pincher. This is the guy who has stockpiles of precious metals or items to trade. He is focused on the economic collapse aspect of prepping and thinks he needs to be ready to recover financially. The advantages are that he is covered when it comes to money, and if there is a collapse or other emergency, he has a way to barter around it. The disadvantages are that he's relying too much on the concept of money and may have nothing else put up for emergencies and may have no viable skills to use in a collapsed society. Number 8, the homesteader or farmer type prepper. This is your classic, I'm living out in the country on my little farm growing my own food and collecting rainwater guy. The advantages are he's away from the big crowds. He's likely off grid, so he's self-sufficient and he's able to produce his own food. The disadvantages are that if this guy needs to bug out, he's very likely going to be more reluctant to go. Man, he loves his farm. I don't blame him. And many of them are incomplete when it comes to prepping because they rely on their setup too strictly and neglect having actual preps in their home for emergencies. Number 9, the Mr. Peabody prepper. I know I'm getting a little colorful with this one, but you'll see what I mean. Mr. Peabody is the guy who knows everything, but it's all book knowledge. It's all from things that he read, and it's all from videos that he watched, but he never actually put any of it into practice. The advantages are that he likely does actually have all the answers, and he probably has good critical thinking skills. The disadvantages are that he can't actually do any of it. He has no practical application. Think about this. You can look at a bicycle, and just by looking at it, you can understand how to ride it. But that doesn't mean you can. You have to actually get on the thing and practice. And number 10, the quick draw prepper. This is the guy who is all about the firearms. He knows every spec on every gun and owns many of them. The advantages are he's probably a good shot, and he probably has a lot of ammo. There's also a good chance that he can reload and even repair weapons. The disadvantages are that he likely falls short in many other aspects of prepping because he's so fixated on his guns. Also, there's a chance that other people are aware of his stockpile and may try to target him. And if you've watched these videos long enough, you know I always try to squeeze in one more, call it number 11 if you will, the bare minimum prepper. This is the person who feels that whatever goes down will likely only last a few days, and so they take the government's advice that you should have 3 to 5 days of emergency supplies on hand, just in case. Advantages here are that at least this person has a plan, and they will be a little better off than most in an emergency. The disadvantages are that in many disaster scenarios, the situation lasts much longer than expected, and it won't be long before they're standing in a line for water being handed out by the National Guard. And all that being said, hopefully you are number 12. That's right, I said 12. Number 12 is the guy who is a combination of 2 or more of the better choices from this list, because he's the guy who has the best chance in the long run. I hope you found this list helpful. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or suggestions pertaining to the video, please feel free to post it in the comment section down below. I do try to respond to as many as I can. Please do subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Check out some of the other videos, and remember to hit the notifications icon so that you will know when other content comes out, because YouTube isn't going to tell you. YouTube doesn't care if you see my videos or not. Please also remember to share the video if you think anyone might benefit from it or enjoy it. I do have another channel that has more socially oriented commentary called Coffee Talk. If you'd like to check that out, I will put a link to it down below. So that being said, stay frosty, folks, and thanks for watching.